All right, let's talk about how YouTube is going. So I have given myself the goal with the challenge. I've given myself the challenge of 12 weeks, which is 90 days, of posting 3 videos a week on YouTube to kick off this channel and really get me into the habit of posting videos, and also to just get in there and make some really bad videos that I'll be very embarrassed of later in the future and just get them done. So I'm very excited about that because we are well on our way in this challenge. It is week 9. I cannot wait to be sharing with you what has happened in the past few weeks since my last update video. So that's what this is. Week 9, how has the YouTube challenge been going? I'm going to jump right into it and share some numbers with you. So first of all, what's going well, and I'm looking at my notes here on my screen, so that's why I'm looking down. Publishing 3 videos a week has happened. Recording 3 videos a week has happened most of the time. We'll talk about that in a second. The process is getting faster. It's getting more streamlined. It's becoming a lot more natural. Maybe not natural, but just like habitual. Like it doesn't feel like, oh my gosh, this is this big thing that's taking up so much brain space anymore. It's kind of getting to be where I know what days of the week I'm thinking about outlining videos, what days of the week I'm recording, what the process is of proofing them and getting them updated and uploaded and scheduled and sent out in emails and all of that good stuff. So I feel like we're like really getting into the flow of that. It doesn't feel so cumbersome anymore. It's getting to be more habitual, as all things do in our business and in our life. When we first start doing things, they're hard. It doesn't come naturally. We don't have a routine around it. And then the more we do it and we push through, we get to the point where we have a routine. I'm sure there was a time when I didn't brush my teeth every day. And now that really isn't something I have to think a lot about. I just brush my teeth every day. I'm sure you can think of a million examples. So everything's kind of stabilizing there. Thumbnails have been an issue. Bane of my existence. If you've watched any of my past videos talking about the YouTube challenge, thumbnails are really hard. Thumbnails are like actually the hardest thing in the YouTube process, in my opinion, and that's getting a little bit better. So that is working. Last video, I said I was getting my teleprompter set up to make that process easier for me to be seeing my notes and my outline. I am looking in the teleprompter right now. Teleprompter is set up. So this is a win and a half. I am looking in the teleprompter. Underneath the teleprompter is my screen. And in my room, in my office, the way that this is set up, it's really the only way that it can be, but it feels very weird to be looking kind of up at the teleprompter. So I'm going to say it's a win because it's set up, and getting it actually working has been the bane of my existence other than thumbnails. And that is something that is now operational. So I'm very proud of that. Very happy I could check that off the list. However, I am looking right at the camera, and I know that when I watch the recording of this, it's going to look like I wasn't looking directly at the camera, and I don't know how to fix that. And that is still a frustration. So we'll put that in the what's not going well column. But all in all, teleprompter's hooked up. That feels fantastic. Let's see. The process is just getting a lot more standardized. Feels better. Feels more sustainable. That's all the wins. What isn't going well in YouTube land the last few weeks, and I keep looking down at my notes because you think I would put these notes on the teleprompter I'm looking at, but I actually forgot to do that. So I'm looking at my screen at the notes. Bear with me, okay? Bear with me. It's only week 9 of YouTube, okay? I cannot be expected to actually know what I'm doing here. So what hasn't gone well the last few weeks is that I didn't get 3 videos recorded last week. So I'm actually making up for lost time this week because last week I had a few other very big projects that were going on, and I taught a live class, and there was a lot going on in the schedule, so the 3 videos didn't get recorded. Luckily, and by design, I was many weeks ahead. So you will not notice a difference if you're subscribed to the channel on videos coming out on time. It just means that I have to record 6 videos this week instead of 3, which I am happy to do. And that's just the way that life goes sometimes, right? So that is happening. Another thing that isn't going perfectly that I think there's room for improvement for as I evaluate this is there is still me in a bottleneck for reviewing things, for proofing them, for getting them scheduled, for giving the final go ahead on everything with the video. So I do have a team that helps with most of this, but I am the final button pusher. I won't be forever, but I am right now. And so that makes things be a little bit more last minute because as there are things that come up like me teaching a live class and me doing a bunch of other stuff, I've had a bunch of one-on-one calls and just things going on in the business as we do. I have gotten a little behind on some of my duties YouTube-wise, and so that makes everyone else's job a little bit more stressful than it needs to be, and that's me problem. So I own that and also am fixing that. That's in the what isn't going well column for sure. In the what I'm going to do differently column, third, I'm going to be more, I think more diligent about the 3 videos a week because even though last week was a little bit crazy, it was actually a lot crazy. I could have crammed in the videos. And when I say crammed in, that sounds like I'm really putting a lot of time into them. I do actually put a lot of time into them, but I could have made it work and I didn't. And I want to in the future be more diligent about that so that I don't have to do 6 videos in one week and 0 videos the other week. So I definitely will get better at that. But the other thing that I'm going to do differently moving forward, and I didn't really talk about this in the what isn't going well, but I'll kind of explain the context here. Is I need to do a better job of creating videos on topics that are going to be very searchable, and this will make sense when I show you the metrics in a minute. Videos that are more searchable, meaning they're going to get discovered by people that are searching for specific topics in YouTube or Google, and they're going to find my videos that way without already being subscribed to the channel. And that is something that I have not really prioritized to the extent that I should have. And I think I talked about this in previous weeks, but it's like kind of at crunch point because these numbers aren't really going up, but as I'm going to show you in a second. And so I need to fix the problem. So let's actually dive into that and I'll explain what I mean. I'm looking at my other screen as I share this with you. So here's what this looks like. In the 2-week period that we are discussing here, which is July 12th to the 25th, we see a few things. Like, this is kind of an interesting graph. This is the views. Views were pretty steady, not really growing until this video published, which is actually this one here, Sadie's Nutrition Practice Turnaround Story. This is a case study of a client of mine in the Profitable Nutritionist Program who's had phenomenal results and shares all about them in this video. So when we published this video, which was on July 21st, we had a huge spike in views and have continued to, and kind of gone up since there. So it looks like we're trending up a little bit, which is nice. Watch time, same kind of thing, was like maintaining here at not a very high level. Spiked when Sadie's video came out and then dipped the next day, but has maintained a little bit higher since then, which is interesting. And subscriber-wise, it's not something that I can really figure out why we get more subscribers some days than we do other days. Little trickle coming in. It's all good. So how I interpret this is we're not seeing a flood of new subscribers coming in consistently. We are not seeing views go up. These numbers are pretty consistent as they have been for the last few weeks, maybe even month. And so I am seeing that the same people are watching the videos, or the same amount of people are watching the videos. I'm also sending them out to our email list every week. So people come, they're either subscribed or they see it in the emails. They come to watch the videos in pretty much the same numbers, which is why it is definitely time that I prioritize doing videos with content that is more likely to get discovered organically in search or like on the browse tab or something in YouTube. And the way you do that is you have to do a little bit more research on the title and the topic of the video and make it very titled very specifically so that it is something really search engine optimized and search optimized. This is not hard to do. I just haven't done it because why haven't I? I'm going to be honest. Because I've just been busy and I've just been more in I need to get 3 videos out a week and I'm just willing to do it. And we're not trying to blow up the channel. We're just trying to get good at YouTube processes in the background here. We're just trying to figure out how we publish videos consistently, and I want to get better at that. So that has been my goal and we are doing it. However, it's time now to get a little bit more intentional about the topics so that we see these numbers grow and that this effort is being put to good use, which I will do. The topics that I create videos on, I know are very important for my ideal client. So I want to talk about this and be clear on it because anybody watching this video might be thinking about YouTube. You might be thinking about podcasts that you want to be growing organically, like your website, anything where you're posting content online and you do want people, strangers on the internet, to organically be finding their way to you. You have to be strategic about how you title your content and how it is organized so that it is the most searchable. That being said, I have done my podcast for 3.5 years. I have worked with the ideal clients that I work with for over 5 years. I know the problems that they have. I know the problems that we coach on inside my program every single week. I know the questions that people ask me. I know the solutions that I have for them. So that's what I create the videos on. Even though the content is amazing, though, the titles might not be exactly what somebody is searching for. It might not be super specific to come up in search, which is a me problem that I need to now change. We need to get more diligent about it. Take that content that I know is really meaty, that is serving my ideal client, which is a holistic nutritionist, health coach, or wellness practitioner that is growing their own practice and does not want to rely on social media to do so. That is my person. I know what they need to hear and I know how I serve them, but I need to package it up with better titles that are more discoverable so we get more organic traffic, basically. So that's in my what I will be doing differently column, and that's not going to happen just in 2 weeks. That is going to be an ongoing effort and initiative, but I will definitely report back in my next video on how that is going, and hopefully we will see some numbers also showing that that is time well spent. So anyway, recap on the challenge. Challenge is going well. We're in week 9. This has been kind of my endeavor of the summer months, so it feels like, gosh, oh my gosh, summer's almost over, because this was like my 90-day challenge over the summertime, so that's a little bit crazy. Always feeling all the feels as we're heading into August and about to be in the home stretch of this challenge. I'm just really proud of myself for putting the videos out there. They're not perfect. The processes aren't perfect. And that's the whole point, because every time we do something new, it's never going to be perfect. We want it to be. I know I've said this exhaustively, especially in these challenge videos, but it is the truth. Like, we have to do the thing in a non-scalable, non-sustainable way first, so that we can get to the point where it is really efficient, and the return on investment in our time and in our monetary investments and in our businesses and just in every area of our life. So the ROI is higher, but it's not always going to be in the beginning, and we have to be willing to go through that messy part first. So I'm just finding that I'm in the middle of that right now, and happy to document the journey for you as well. If you're curious about the rest of this challenge and how that's been going, we will link up that playlist here for you as well.